This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network. And joining me right now is Rob Davidson. He is the CEO of CURE Pharmaceutical. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is CURR on the OTCQB. Rob, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today.
It's great to have you on. So, this is our first time doing an interview together. So I really would love to provide our audience with an overview and history of the company. So, Rob, take it away.
Sure. So CURE Pharmaceutical, we're a broad platform drug delivery technology company. We started in 2011. The company was founded by 6 individuals, mostly ex-pharmaceutical biotech individuals that have some good experience, early stage executives at Amgen, Roche, all the different pharma companies you've probably heard of and biotech companies you've heard of. We started the company really to figure out how to deliver medication more effectively to third world countries, actually, emerging markets, specific to pediatrics. And our first project was on malaria. And out of that was born the platform technology.
Got it. All right. So let's find out a little bit more about the platform technology. What would you say makes the company and technology unique and different compared to your peers?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask me that and want to know what that platform technology is. So our platform technology is based on different polymer science and encapsulation techniques to developing in a formulation, if you will, that creates one of our staple products, a thin film technology, very similar to Listerine. If you're familiar with Listerine, you take a Listerine, it freshens your breath. It doesn't deliver drugs though, and it's a little antiquated as far as that technology goes. We developed a technology that allows us to put a lot of active in a thin film. It allows us to deliver it more effectively to the body through the buccal or sublingual mucosa, which is getting directly into the blood. It actually bypasses what we call first pass degradation and actually gets into the blood quicker and more effectively. Higher amounts get into the blood. What that can mean is you could deliver less active potentially to the body and have less side effects. So if you can widen that therapeutic index and really, increase patient experience and compliance, to us, that's the holy grail in the technology. That thin film technology can be utilized to deliver multiple actives at once, and then also large amounts of active. So Robert, if you think about it, you don't need drinking water, right? You can deliver it. It's compact. You can carry it with you. So for emergency medicine, for shipping to third world countries, logistics, the weight of it, it's a very sustainable approach to medicine.
So I want to quickly follow up there, Robin, and understand a little better about maybe some of the company's initial indications for the drug delivery platform. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So we're heavily involved in the cannabinoid space and the endocannabinoid system. But from the pharmaceutical standpoint, we're looking at cannabinoid molecules and cannabinoid-like molecules that affect the endocannabinoid system for different therapeutic indications. And to do that, successfully, we had to go out and get our DEA Schedule I license, which is not easy to do. It took us over a year or so to do that with lots of bells and whistles at the facility. So we wanted to be able to study that because we do believe the endocannabinoid system is the next frontier in medicine. And I think a lot of companies are starting to think that as well, a lot of pharmaceutical companies out there. There's also other Schedule I molecules like psilocybin from mushrooms and other actives that, just haven't been studied yet that we believe have potential therapeutic effects. So this Schedule I license gives us a leg up on some of the competition, if you will, to be able to go and research that. And once it's researched, we can get into clinical studies going through the FDA process.
And one more follow-up to that. So you said that process took about a year to get. Is it difficult for then other companies to go out and get that? Or did you, because you had everything in place, it was because it's relatively quick. That doesn't sound like that long of a time to get that, right?
Unless you're in the process yourself. But yes, I would say, relatively speaking, from a regulatory standpoint, that is fairly quick. We did have everything in place. Again, most of our team is familiar with very high level drug development. I should also mention that at CURE Pharmaceutical, we made sure to vertically integrate everything. So we do everything from concept, you have a concept on a molecule, to the final commercialized product. We do everything from A to Z. We have an FDA registered manufacturing facility in Oxnard, California. We also have a research and development laboratory, and then we have research partnerships throughout the world, that especially in the cannabinoid space in Israel, if you know Technion Institute, we do research with them. So we really have, you know, a pretty strong vertically integrated team, as well as, you know, process and facility.
So one last follow-up, I promise. I have other questions, but one last
Keep
follow-up,
going.
you know, is in terms of the competitive landscape, because where I wanted to go with that question is, you know, what's stopping maybe some of your competitors out there that may also have a drug delivery platform from also getting the Schedule 1 to test out their patented technology and seeing how they can compete with you guys? You know, have you thought about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's a number of things that, you know, the competitors in drug delivery may not have the same delivery system we have. But that being said, there is a little bit of a barrier to entry in getting that license. You have to go through a process. You have to be, you know, security systems and SOPs and GMP formats have to be in place to do that, which is not very easy. Very expensive, you know, facilities that have to be developed specific for that API and where you store those ingredients. So, you know, and then there's a separate inventory system that has to be in place for that. So it's a pretty robust, I would say, regulatory process. That's not to say they can't do that. They can, but a lot of companies aren't used to doing that. And a lot of companies have, you know, they'll be learning on the way, which will take them a little longer. I should say, though, on our platform delivery technology, and what excites me about really, you know, the barrier to entry in the industry is because of the technology we developed, the patent landscape we have about 15 or 16 issued patents, and we have about 26 pending, which is pretty robust portfolio. And every day we're looking to build IP. To me, IP is very key to the success of the company.
That is a perfect transition to my next question, because it looks like when I was, you know, doing my research for this interview today, from the news that the company's put out, it seems that the company's business strategy is really focused on licensing its portfolio of drug delivery patents. You know, so can you describe the nature of the licensing agreements that you have out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, you know, some of the thing about having a platform, a broad platform technology, is you can't do everything yourself, right? You can't, because we could deliver so many different actives. It doesn't make sense for us to try to go out and deliver every active using our thin film technology, or even our polymer system technology or encapsulation technology, which can be bifurcated into components. We rather find partners and actually be able to go out and hit as many, you know, singles as possible, if you will, and eventually get some of those grand slams, right, or home runs. But the bottom line is we facilitate our technology through license deals, as you suggested. And the way we work with that is we'll license to a company that's looking to develop a better way of delivering their particular molecule. They may have a proprietary molecule that they're delivering that is a 30% absorption rate. And they want to increase that to 60 or 80. You know, they're going to look for a better mousetrap, a better way to deliver to the body. We offer that. We have our technology that can deliver higher bioavailability of these tough to deliver molecules. And not only that, look at patient compliance. If you look at the geriatric sector, you know, they can't swallow pills as much. 40% of the US can't swallow pills, believe it or not. There was a study on that and it's called dysphagia. Pediatrics, the kids that have trouble swallowing pills. Cancer patients, you think about, you know, across multiple platforms. And then you have the whole veterinarian vertical as well. Now, we can't play in all those verticals. So we look for companies, they license our technology. We do research and development for them and with them as a collaboration. We get milestone payouts. We get royalties on the technology. And then we get the exclusivity on the manufacturing. So it's a nice, you know, there's multiple revenue streams in one license deal. And that's how we structure it.
So with Q1 in the rear view mirror now, and we're now in the final month of Q2 here, can you provide a review of Q1 and how the company's been performing thus far in Q2?
Yeah, absolutely. So Q1 was a good quarter for us. really started ramping up revenue on the wellness side. I should say, as a platform technology company, again, we play in multiple verticals. We play in the pharmaceutical vertical. We play in the federally regulated cannabis vertical, but as well as in other countries, as you know, cannabis is it's federally legal. So we are developing products for them as well. And we're starting to ship some of the hemp CBDs and other components of the plant, like terpenes, and other molecules. As you know, it's a pretty expansive plant as far as therapeutic molecules. We're actually really launching that this year, 2020. And the first quarter was a really good quarter for us and a great jumping off platform. And it's continuing. It's very consistent in the second quarter. So we're pretty excited about that. And that's on the wellness side. Then our clinical programs on the pharmaceutical side are progressing nicely, albeit we were slowed down a little bit by COVID-19 because the patient enrollment was a little lower. People weren't going to clinics to enroll in clinical studies. We're currently doing cannabinoid studies on delivering to the body more effectively. And we're doing a comparison of other delivery vehicles, which is pretty exciting. We're showing that our delivery system is more effective. We believe those clinicals will bear fruit for us, and it's an exciting time for us to show our delivery systems versus other systems delivering these cannabinoid molecules. We also, on the pharmaceutical side, we're doing sildenafil, which is a generic form of Viagra, and that is actually scheduled for clinical research in August. So we're pretty excited about the momentum on the pharmaceutical side as well.
So I have to ask, I mean, what's your background? I mean, how did you come into all this?
Yeah, so my background, good question, 25 years in drug delivery technology. Not just drug, actually, it's in the wellness, nutri side as well. But 25 years in developing products, formulations. My academic background's in biological sciences in undergrad, and then graduate school, quite a few degrees, but epidemiology, infectious disease, public health, as well as sustainability sciences from the University of Cambridge. So kind of a little bit of a mixed bag from business to the sciences.
So then from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the goals for the company for the rest of 2020?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the goals are to continue what we're doing, actually, to stay consistent on the wellness side, to really build out the two verticals, the pharmaceutical vertical on the clinical side, right? Choosing different molecules to deliver within our technology and work with partners, which we're doing, and we're expanding on that. And then on the cannabis side, really starting to sell internationally and using our licenses to do that with royalties.
And now to address the elephant in the room, this is the most important question, I think, thus far. Tell us a little about the story of the Jordan jersey, the signed jersey behind you.
Yeah, this is a good one. So I actually volunteer. I'm a volunteer high school football coach. I know that doesn't correlate with basketball and Jordan, but a lot of my athletes, I sent them up years ago to the Jordan camp in Santa Barbara. And because I sent them so many players, we became friends, and I met him at the camp, and got his signed autograph. He gave me both his professional jersey and his college jersey. Still think he's the greatest of all time. So.
Oh, with that, listen, I'm saying this is coming from a Knicks fan. He is the greatest of all time. I mean,
well, yes, he hurt the Knicks quite a bit. So yeah,
we're still all recovering.
Yes, yes.
So with that, Rob, where can my audience go and find more information about CURE?
So we do have a website, at CUREpharmaceutical.com. We try to update that. We have new presentations up there all the time, white papers and press releases. So just go on there, and I think that will keep you abreast of what's going on with the company.
Awesome. Well, Rob, thank you so much for taking the time today and to do this interview with us. We wish you the best of luck. Stay safe, and I look forward to the next update.
No, thank you. Likewise, it was a good time. Thanks.
Thank you.